There's a clock governing all things. It doesn't measure hours, it measures epochs. For millennia, religions have promised apocalypse, fire from the heavens, judgment day, cosmic reckoning. But what does science say? What happens when we strip away mythology and examine the actual probabilities of human extinction? This video presents 10 different endings, not from scripture, from peer-reviewed research, from thermodynamics, climatology, AI safety, nuclear physics. We'll start with the most distant end, the death of the universe itself, and descend toward threats that exist right now. The structure creates a closing-in effect as cosmic abstraction collapses into an immediate urgency. But here's what science reveals. Certainty of death is inverse to our control over it. The threats farthest away are mathematically certain and completely uncontrollable. The threats closest to us are less statistically certain, but far more controllable. This inverted relationship reveals something profound about human responsibility in a deterministic universe. Let's begin. We'll go through 10 ways the world ends, from number 10, the most distant and abstract, down to number 1, the most immediate and human-made. Number 10, heat death of the universe. In 10 to the power of 100 years, a time frame so incomprehensibly distant it exceeds all meaningful measure, the universe will reach its final state. This outcome is certain. There is nothing we can do to change it. Imagine a universe where nothing can ever happen again. No stars, no light, no motion, just scattered photons drifting through infinite darkness at absolute zero. This is the mathematical consequence of the second law of thermodynamics. The universe has a universal tendency toward energy dissipation. Stephen Hawking demonstrated that even black holes, objects from which not even light can escape, emit radiation from their event horizons. This Hawking radiation causes black holes to gradually lose mass. Paradoxically, as they shrink, they get hotter and radiate faster. Eventually, all black holes evaporate completely. Heat death is certain, but everything that exists now is precious precisely because it's finite. Number 9, the sun eats the Earth. In 7.5 billion years, our sun will exhaust its hydrogen and expand, swallowing Earth. This outcome is certain. There is nothing we can do to prevent it. But long before the sun swallows Earth, a different catastrophe will have already ended complex life. Number 8, photosynthesis ends. Earth becomes a desert planet. In 1 billion years, the sun's increasing luminosity will trigger a cascade that ends all photosynthesis on Earth. This is certain. Approximately 95% of multicellular life becomes extinct. Earth transforms into a lifeless desert. Barbie planet. There is nothing we can do to prevent it. But long before then, Earth's climate will shift dramatically in a different way. Number 7, Pangea Proxima, Supercontinent Extinction. In 250 million years, continental drift will reassemble the Earth into a second supercontinent. Paleontologists call this future configuration Pangea Proxima, Pangea the Near. This is certain. We cannot stop it. Supercontinents create deserts. The continental interior becomes isolated from the ocean, experiencing extreme climatic extremes. When Pangea Proxima forms, 95% of marine life will be eliminated. The geological pattern is clear. The 5 largest mass extinction events in Earth's history correlate with supercontinent formation or breakup. In another scenario, equally possible, would be even worse. Number 6, Snowball Earth. Within the next 250 to 500 million years, there is a small but real probability, roughly 5%, that Earth will undergo complete global freezing. If this happens, there is nothing we can do to stop it. How does a frozen Earth occur? Here's the mechanism. If continents cluster away from the equator, weathering weakens. CO2 is removed more slowly from the atmosphere. Without as much CO2 to trap heat, the greenhouse effect weakens. Earth cools slightly. Now on a critical part, as Earth cools, ice expands from the poles. Ice is white. White reflects light, high albedo. More reflection means less solar absorption, means more cooling. The ice spreads, feedback accelerates. Eventually, ice reaches the equator. At this point, planetary albedo is maximized. Surface temperature plummets. The planet enters a Snowball Earth state. If this occurs within the next 250 to 500 million years, humanity, and likely all mammals, would not survive. We're now entering timescales where probability matters. Random events become statistical certainties. Number 5. Supervolcano Winter. Supervolcano eruptions like Yellowstone occur roughly every 100,000 to 200,000 years. If one erupts, volcanic winter would collapse global food systems. We can do nothing to prevent it. But randomness isn't the only threat from above. Number 4. Planet killer asteroid. A 10-kilometer asteroid strikes Earth approximately once every 100 million years. The probability in any given century is low, but not zero. And unlike other cosmic threats, we have one tool. We can detect and deflect them if we choose to develop that capacity. The Chicxulub asteroid 66 million years ago caused 75% extinction. Today, NASA tracks near-Earth objects and has DART deflection technology. The problem, just one undetected 10 kilometers or larger equals the end. Odds extremely low, but not zero. Yet there is a threat we cannot blame on cosmic chance, a threat we've already triggered and are currently failing to manage. Number 3, climate collapse. Climate collapse will unfold within the next 50 to 200 years if current trends continue. There is an 18% chance of warming exceeding 4.5 degrees Celsius by 2010, a dangerous tail risk. But unlike cosmic events, this is highly mitigable. We have very high agency. We can still choose differently. Climate change isn't a future threat. It's a present, measurable phenomenon. Climate change unfolds through cascading failures. Agricultural collapse triggers mass migration, triggers institutional failure. We have high agency to prevent this. The problem is political, not technical. Number 2, misaligned artificial general intelligence. Artificial general intelligence could emerge within 10 to 100 years. Expert consensus estimates a 35% median probability of human extinction from misalignment. The problem, we don't know how to guarantee AI goals align with human values. Unlike cosmic threats, humans are the direct cause. We can still solve this, but the window is closing. Number 1, nuclear war and engineered doomsday. Nuclear war can happen today, this minute. The Doomsday Clock, created by Einstein and Manhattan Project scientists, currently shows 89 seconds to midnight. This is the closest it has ever been to catastrophe. Yet, unlike cosmic threats, we have extraordinary agency. September 26, 1983, at 11:28 p.m., Colonel Stanislav Petrov chose not to retaliate when his system showed incoming missiles. He trusted his judgment. World War III didn't happen because one officer chose differently. Today we face nuclear war, bioweapons democratizing through CRISPR, and autonomous AI warfare, all preventable through choice. The question is whether we will choose wisely. So, 10 different ends, from the universe to war. Look at the pattern that emerges from this descent. The farther in time, the more distant the threat, the more certain it is, and the less controllable. Heat death, certain, uncontrollable. Solar red giant expansion, certain, uncontrollable. Supervolcanoes, statistically certain, uncontrollable. But reverse the direction. The closer in time, the more immediate the threat. The less statistically certain it is and the more controllable, Nuclear war, not inevitable, but highly mitigable through diplomacy. Climate collapse, not inevitable, but reversible through coordinated action. Misaligned AI, not inevitable, but preventable through alignment research. This creates an inverted moral landscape. Our greatest responsibility lies precisely where control is greatest. We cannot change the heat death of the universe. We can change whether nuclear weapons detonate in the next decade. This responsibility, this power to choose, is the foundation of human dignity in a deterministic cosmos. If you want more videos like this, where we take the end of everything seriously but without superstition, subscribe and share this with someone who thinks about these things too. The main sources are in the description, and this video is part of the nature of reality, science, physics, and the cosmos. New videos twice a week. You are made of stardust. Literally, the heavy elements in your body were forged in the core of dead stars. You think using chemical reactions, biochemical processes that are, ultimately, manipulation of quantum symmetries. You defy, in every conscious moment, the universal tendency toward chaos, the second law of thermodynamics that governs the entire universe. In every act of creation, love, beauty, you deny entropy. And this isn't failure if we eventually lose. It's victory. Victory that we manage to live, that we manage to create, that we manage to love, that we manage to understand. From a cosmological perspective, a civilization that lives for 10,000 years is as brief as a mayfly that lives for a day. But on that day, the mayfly sees, perceives, exists. This isn't defeat.